scene players, this is such a great opportunity to see how you mash up against the best that EU has to offer. And the best, one of the best teams is this Endpoint, which hopefully we will see perform very, very well. But keep in mind, this is a double elimination bracket, so even if you do lose, because we're still in the upper side of the bracket here, even if one of these teams lose, they're not out yet, and they might have one more opportunity to bring it back.
Well, talking about opportunities, we are, of course, in game one. We already have one double commit in the middle right there. Virtuoso, but double committing with his teammate Relating Wave to start it off is not a great start for Endpoint, but Barris giving up that pressure. Good 50 to the center, and there is Rise, 1-0 already.
Well, that's not the 1-0 that I was expecting, Stealthy. It's a 1-0 for 2 Monkey, 1 Stripper, one of the Monkeys, Rice. He's scoring the goal right here after a great 50, and Virtuoso already going for his demos, but this time he took himself out of position with it, and it is in fact a 1-0.
Well, of course, Endpoint will try and respond strong. We have here Virtuoso with a flick, tries to control it from the back, from the sidewall back to the middle, but there is Skull already intercepting, but now getting a boost grab. Rise trying to take his time, but Matsunaru is already taking it to the side. Both teams really keeping up that pressure as Barris now is trying to rush back as Skull is the last one in defense. Matsunaru is to the middle. Rise, good extension all the way forward, but there is Skull as well, ball blocked by Virtuoso, and Endpoint are really keeping their defense tight.
Defense is tight, but the offense as well. Virtuoso getting one for himself, but that dunk from Wave was all that it needed.
Oh, beautiful start for Endpoint, making it 1-1 already after that. Well, you could call it a horrible start or a beautiful performance from 2 Monkey 1 Stripper, but 2 Monkey 1 Stripper definitely has to work on that defense if they want to keep that Endpoint roster out of their net. But now Matsunaru is on the ceiling, tries to get a good 50, gets one good 50, but Golf sends that ball high. And Barist, as the last man back for 2 Monkey 1 Stripper, sends the ball all the way forward. There is Rise up in the air, trying to get that ball down, goes to the middle, and missed from Relating Wave, and Endpoint just hold on with that team in the defense.
My Barist, that was your opportunity to start this game even better than it already was, but he just hit the post there. That was very unfortunate. But this 2 Monkey 1 Stripper side has surprised me. They start out of the game absolutely swinging, and it's looking like they're the favorites, but now a miss. Virtuoso almost managing to finish it off, but what a save by Rise there as well.
Well, he's not only able to save, he gets a beautiful 50, makes that ball of course go high as Matsunaru is trying to control it, but Barris immediately responds to it, sends that ball forwards once again, and it's definitely 2 Monkey 1 Stripper trying to keep under pressure. Now Barris with a little bit of time, of course, in the back, trying to control the ball as Matsunaru digs it up, sends that ball all the way to the corner of 2 Monkey 1 Stripper once again. And Relating Wave is not going to let that pressure slide. He immediately challenged the call, and now Barris taking that ball further. Tries to get a good pinch to the middle, but Virtuoso is able to intercept it. And that's a miss. Endpoint really being on that missing end from time to time.
Yeah, they're not playing as well as we would expect from a team of this level. It might still be due to that chemistry that is not fully grown yet. I do believe you need to play together for a while to actually get chemistry going and always know what your teammates are doing in certain situations. But in all honesty, I really like the Metza pickup from Endpoint, because you have this team that has a very specific playstyle because they have Virtuoso just continuously being upfield and going for demos. But then if you have a player like Metza in the back, it just becomes so much safer to actually make these really aggressive decisions, because you've got a player in the back that can do anything on his own. But Cal almost getting a goal on his own right there. Nice little air dribble, almost finding the back of the net.
Yeah, and you might say that this team from Endpoint will become disconnected with a good defense and a good offense, but there is another opportunity for 2 Monkey 1 Stripper. They definitely smelled it and trying to go it, but now Virtuoso doing the exact same as Skull, trying to air dribble it, gets a good opportunity, but it's blocked by Barris. Now Matsunaru, as that last man back, tries to play it up to Relating Wave, who's able to get a touch, but there is always one person for 2 Monkey 1 Stripper keeping up that pressure, and that's something beautiful to see. But now Carl to the side, to Rise, tries to control it, flicks it to the center, And there is the defense. It's nowhere to be found as Relating Wave finds that hole in the top right corner.
And it wasn't a banger. It was very calculated, very slow. Just hit it behind your position. They're going to have a very hard time saving it. And Cal had exactly that. Great little shot by Endpoint. And I think for them, it's really hard in these type of games because you're playing opposition that is playing much different than that you're used to. So it's really hard to adapt to it. But if there are teams that are good at adapting, it's definitely the RLCS team, and Endpoint showing us multiple times why they deserve to be at that level.
Well, we now have two men committing for one ball. Relating Wave with no boost, trying to keep it away from their net as Barista is able to send it to the middle. Matsunaris, awkward angle to get that save, but he's able to do so now. Rise playing that ball to the side, gets damage. That creates a lot of opportunity for Relating Wave, trying to drop it in himself, but there is Skull with the save now, trying to get a 50, but Virtuoso and Matsunaris colliding a little bit with that ball, making that ball go up, and that's an opportunity!
What a shot!
Rise makes it 2-2.
How did he find the back of the net there? That was beautiful by Rice. I thought the shot from Barist wasn't great, but Rice was there first, and I think it was Relating Wave just getting slightly too far away from the ball. I thought he even got a touch on that, but it needn't matter because Rice was right there to put the ball in. And the first game is going to overtime. This is unexpected, stealthy, but super enjoyable.
First game, first OT, that is something that we could have dreamt for, and it's actually becoming a reality. But right there we have a beautiful play. Kel trying to keep that ball high, make it awkward for Endpoint, but Virtuoso now down to Matsu. Matsu with no boost, not able to follow it up himself, but Carl able to dig it to the center, has to commit once again. And the defense from 2Monkey1 Stripper is a little bit run and gun play, but it is working out fine. But now that's the break free. Matsunaris able to dig it up, but Virtuoso bad touch. And now it is once again Matsunaris sending it to the middle to Relating Wave. And the ball is free once again. 2Monkey1 Stripper escape with Barist leading that charge, going forwards. And now another free ball call, taking his time as the defense is struggling from Endpoint. It really feels like Endpoint is sometimes struggling. Don't know what to expect from 2Monkey1 Stripper as they play so differently.
Very true, but I also don't think Endpoint is playing at the level individually that I expect to play at. A lot of balls where they just completely miss the touch. That's a great pass though. Almost a great pass into the middle from Metsa. Finished off by Wave, but great defense so far from 2Monkey1 Stripper. They're not letting Endpoint get to them. They're playing their game and they're not stressing out so far. Very well done by them.
Well, 1 minute and 26 seconds into this OT. It is still an equal playing field, but Rice now able to get a good 50, trying to get it up himself, but he has no boost, so it is Relating Wave able to pick it up. But now Carl from the side, taking his time, gets a good flick, that's a pot high, and Barist almost able to get it in. Endpoint really struggling at this point, but Rice is, we are not done. We're going to get another opportunity.
Oh, double commit, this is open.
From the double commit. Oh, and there is, of course, Barist. They are keeping up that pressure fine, and Barist almost it twice! Oh, 2Monkey1 Stripper take game one.
How? That Barist, he flipped into that, but got the air dribble immediately after. Way too much speed for Virtuoso to expect, and Rice in a perfect position to put it in. And completely unexpected, it is 2 monkeys and 1 stripper that take the first win here.
Oh, a beautiful first game, and you could call it an upset because at the start it was, of course, 2Monkey1 Stripper getting the first goal, then Endpoint coming back with 2 goals immediately after, and then you would expect 2Monkey1 Stripper to be out, but they were able to clutch it to OT. And then that beautiful last play, Joessi, that was just, I mean, just as your name suggested, a juicy play to end that first game with.
I dislike you. I really dislike you, Wolf. Oh my. But I think, to keep it with the puns, I think Rise really rose to the occasion in this first match, grabbing all 3 goals for his team, and Barist being there as a playmaker, getting 3 assists. I feel like those 2 were the main offense, at least, for the 2Monkey1 Stripper squad in this first game. But Endpoint, I think, really just not showing up at all in this first game. I feel like they should be showing us why they're one of the top teams in the region. And I think the main reason why they are is the fact that they can play very calculated. But it felt like at certain points during this series game, actually, they got really... Oh my, how did that go in? But they got really sloppy with the way that they played, over-forcing stuff. And this time the forcing did work out as the Relating Wave somehow got it through.
Well, you were talking about how Endpoint can play very calculated, and right there we saw it once again, all three players from 2Monkey1Stripper in the goal, of course, very close to the same corner, and if you can breach that play, then of course, very easy to get that first goal for Virtuoso, and that means that Endpoint are in a very nice situation, but right now it is of course 2Monkey1Stripper wanting to respond immediately, but a high ball for Relating Wave, triple commit on defense once again, and there's Virtuoso, that's 2-0.
And I think this is more the scoreline that we were expecting in the beginning, but this is just really bad communication by 2Monkey1Stripper. There's no reason all three of them should go up for the same ball, whereas did get it over, but when Virtuoso's just there to follow up that stuff, and you're already looking at a 2-0 deficit against such a strong opponent, that's going to be a rough game.
Well, rough game with a rough start, but that doesn't mean it is over. But Matsunaris, of course, tries to keep up that pressure. That's a ball going in, and it is Virtuoso already getting yet another goal.
Yeah, Endpoint really running away with this one. It was put past everyone. Virtuoso getting there first. I think it might have gone in without his interference, but it's just a goal secure. Let's keep it at that.
Well, with that goal secured, we of course have one hat-trick for Virtuoso. And, well, maybe what we can call disappearing 2Monkey1Stripper. And maybe they know that this game will be very tough for them to come back. They have 4 minutes, they will have to keep up that pressure. But talking about pressure, there's the first opportunity. Matza trying to dig it up, and it is Carl able to make it 1-3 in just a mere 23 seconds.
Getting one back, but with the way this series has gone so far, it wouldn't surprise me if they manage to get one later on in the game as well, bring it back to only 1 goal difference. I think it's Shogun Away says that a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous.
Well, that 2-goal lead, of course, gives them a little bit of confidence, a little bit of space to work with, but it is, of course, Rise that does dig up that ball, tries to keep it up, but Relating Wave able to send it back. Oh, now down to the middle, trying to find Baris. Baris realizes he's not able to dig it up as Rise is doing it. So definitely nice communication from the team right there. Skull is now trying to go from the side wall, trying to play the ball further, but Relating... Oh, my days, what a solo play.
How did he get that? The read mainly. Like, first he reads the exact way that ball's gonna be cleared, and then he gets it perfectly onto the top of the backboard so that he drops down. He reads that as well. That is just absolutely beautiful wave.
Oh, that was a beautiful goal, of course, and Virtuoso trying to find that Damo. He's not able to do so, and here is Skull with it. Cow! A little flick up into the air, and there's Baris. Can he find the back of the net? No, there is Relating Waves tapping in. Endpoint really hanging on defense right now. You were saying that Matsunaris was gonna be that defensive line, but it is definitely all three of them coming through.
But my heart breaks. Wolf, my heart is absolutely broken. That shot by Cal would have been insane if he'd scored that. That is so unfortunate. But I really like the fact that these guys are going for this. You know the game is over, so all you need to do at this point is really try and get into the groove, try and get back into the rhythm that you need during these games, and then you can really start to ramp it up next game again. So I like the way that they're doing that.
Well, there's an opportunity. Baris now keeping that ball high. Maybe received it a little bit. Unfortunately, that's something that we can say, but now Rise in an awkward position, having to go back. Baris able to dig it up, but there's Relating Wave trying to find Matsunaris in the middle, but now Rise with a free net. That's a 2-5. You know, it might still be possible, Joessi.
I mean, yes, everything is possible, I think, but this is just Matsunaris getting a bit too confident right here. Going for that pass when it was obvious Rise was going to be there first, but I mean, if you're 5-1 up, you can afford yourself to do that.
Well, 5-2 is the scoreline right now. We're not even at halftime, because now we are, and there's another opportunity. Rise just makes it 3-5.
All right, I take it back. I take it back, Wolf. The way that two strippers, two monkeys, and one stripper are playing right now, they can definitely start bringing this back. There's still 2 minutes 30 to play. Like you said, it's only half the game gone. We've already seen 8 goals. This could be a double-digit one if this continues.
Well, that's of course a beautiful pass now from Cole to the middle. Rice trying to get that other end of the pass as it is now. Baris trying to control the ball, immediately challenged by Matsunaris. Definitely picking up that pace, putting on the pressure right now as Relating Wave is trying to follow it up. Now Rice on the side, well, playing it to the middle, down to Baris. Baris trying to control the ball. One-on-one on Matsunaris, but ooh, the defense from Endpoint stands strong as they are able to save it once again.
Oh, yeah, that was a prime opportunity right there. Also, the full-up count could have been better, and that could have meant the 4-5. They did not make it, and Virtuoso isn't really creating that much right here in the series yet. Yes, he's getting some demos, but it's always when it isn't necessarily that dangerous. Again, this is dangerous, though. Shot from Cal, and it's in! 4-5, they can do this, Stealthy.
Oh, that crossbar and down to save the day, to make it only a 1-goal difference. That's just something beautiful to see. Oh, and they still have the opportunity. 1 minute and 37 seconds is more than enough for them to come back, and that's what they're going to try and show us with a little bit of a kickoff. Maybe gone wrong from Baris, but that's a ball from Matsunaris down to Virtuoso. Virtuoso taking his time, lobbing it up, almost trying to do it solo as Rice does not get a good follow-up, and Matsunaris not able to put that in. And it is two monkeys, one stripper that got another opportunity on the net from Endpoint.
I am so glad I'm not a player in this game right now. Both for Endpoint and two monkey, one stripper. Two monkey side really looking for that goal that can bring it back and get them all tied up. And on the other hand, Endpoint probably very scared to concede one more. The pressure is also high on all of these players. It's really up to them to make the difference right now, and I can't wait to see who gets away with this game, because if you win this one, that's a mental boom for your opposition.
Well, we of course have fire going on for the next 40 seconds of this game. It is of course two monkey, one stripper, definitely wanting that other goal to get it maybe into OT, maybe make it 6-5 even before we go out of the end of regulation time, but it is of course now Virtuoso trying to play that ball. Good pass from Carl, trying to find Rice, but Matsunari is able to find it. Now Rice following it up himself, plays that ball to the middle, intercepted by Relating Wave. Matsunaris is now able to get a touch. Now Relating Wave trying to go forward solo. Matsunaris has to dig it up as well. Virtuoso are trying to play down to Matsu. Last 8 seconds, here we go. Rice, this is probably the last opportunity for two monkeys, one stripper, and that ball goes far. That is of course a drop down. Almost, Carl keeps it up, flicked. Endpoint take it, but that was a really good comeback opportunity from two monkey, one stripper.
I'm very glad you were doing the casting there, Wolf, because I was holding my breath. I thought it bounced onto the ground already, but it just didn't, and that got me so tense. But this game, I think, just proves that it wasn't a fluke, that first one. It wasn't just Endpoint not really being able to adapt to the two monkeys, one stripper side. And I think if they just continue to play the same way, there's going to be plenty of opportunities, and they actually have a very real chance of taking down Endpoint.
Well, they have a fair chance. Of course, it is 1-1 in series right now. It will have to happen anytime soon, but definitely the second game might have been a little bit of a reality check for them. Of course, it didn't go the way that a two monkey, one stripper wants it, but that comeback, those goals they made just show that they have the momentum. They also have the momentum advantage right now, as they were the ones to score the last couple of goals. So it will be just a matter of time before they're able to get back at Endpoint, maybe even take game 3 or game 4, depending on how this game goes, and maybe close out the series as well. That would be something exciting to see as well.
It definitely would be, but that's still a couple of games into the future. I think the next one's going to be very important. Of course, both teams now have one win and two more to go before you can take the series. But like you said, I think the way that it's going so far is really favorable for the two monkeys, one stripper side, because they do not have the pressure that Endpoint is on. Endpoint has to win this. They're expected to cruise all the way to at least the winners finals, where they will hopefully meet the X Reciprocity guys. And if you then already have such a big issue actually closing out the games, even though you're 5-1 up at this stage, it's going to be also tough in the future in next rounds, where it's going to be even tougher oppositions.
Well, it shows, of course, Joessi, we are in the top 64, or well, top 32 actually for these teams already. And that means, of course, that these players know what they're doing. They know how to strike a ball. And talking about striking a ball, we have Matsunaris already soloing it now, relating wave, trying to go for a flip reset, doesn't get it, as Rise is able to save it with Carl as well. And the teamwork from 2Monkey1Stripper on defense right there, just really showing up. A relating wave with a what we can call a body block right there, making sure that the defense is not able to clear it.
But I do think Virtuoso's starting to get into the head of the 2Monkey squad, because he's been getting some really nasty demos so far. Whenever they push up with 3, he tries to get that third man that's rotating in, and if he does, then that just means it's going to be a prime counter attack for them, and he's been succeeding quite a lot so far, so that's very dangerous. That pass, dangerous too, relating they just beat out there by Rise, and now it's open on the other side. Can Rise still make this? No, Nets is there just in time, and I think Endpoint looking to get away for just a second as Barish puts it up. Flip reset, no Metsa just gets there.
In this first minute and a half, it's been an even game really, trading blow after blow. But Matsunaris, holy, that's a 1-0 I wasn't expecting.
I thought you just flicked it up in order to keep the ball upfield, but the entirety of 2Monkey1Stripper was still rotating back, completely out of boost, and Barris getting there a bit too late. That is so detrimental for their mentality right now, because you were so close to getting that opening goal once again, and then suddenly you concede one in that fashion. That must feel good, and that's 2-0. Metsa just can't get it in.
Well, 3 minutes remaining, of course. Rating wave. Oh, he does it solo.
That is gorgeous by Relating Wave. Don't take the shot immediately, just get it on the backboard. There's no one defending that yet. You know you've got the skill to follow it up. He does exactly that. And Endpoint, even though I feel like this start was a bit rusty, they were put under some pressure. They got 2 for themselves now, really showing us why they're one of the favorites.
Well, of course, we have 2 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. We've seen a crazy comeback last time around from 2Monkey1Stripper, but the defense is really struggling right there. Paris now breaking free, not able to find that ball from Matsunaris, as it is now Rice trying to dig it up from the sidewall.
Oh, Demo, they should be
and
open.
there is a dime on the last man on defense. That would have created so much space, so much opportunity for Relating Wave, but he's not able to find a touch, and that's going to make it, of course, a missed opportunity. But there is Relating Wave already looking to make it up, trying to follow it up himself again. Risk awkward situation, able to find the save. Oh, that was, of course, a prime example of saving at a high level.
Oh, you can say that again, Wolf. That was absolutely crazy by Risk. A great read from him coming off the ceiling of the goal in order to save that. That was gorgeous, but the pass from Relating Wave to mid was already great as well. Metsa, I thought he banged it in, but what a save by Barres.
Oh, and there we have another opportunity. Carl now playing it to Rice, definitely trying to find those passing plays to try and get past Endpoint. Now Rice getting a good 50. That ball goes to the center once again, but Relating Wave is able to find his teammate. Virtuoso is now Barist taking that ball high. Matsunaris immediately challenged, tries to follow it up himself, almost gets the touch, but there is Relating Wave putting that ball high, potentially wanting Virtuoso to go up for this, but Carl is able to find it to the side of the field.
And I think Endpoint right now is going to try and play it a bit safer, because they have conceded so many goals in the past few games. So right now, rather than keeping up pressure, they're fine with 2Monkey1Stripper to actually take their time out of defense. They're opting to rotate back, but it does create opportunities right here for Cal, almost getting that angle. That would have been insane.
I mean, I'm really speechless after that play. If that went in, I would have completely lost my mind. But Luckily enough, I keep my sanity, but now it is Barist on the attack, trying to go from the ceiling, takes his time, trying to get past Virtuoso. Virtuoso able to play to the side. Rise trying to dig it up. A missed opportunity as that ball just goes to the control of Endpoint once again. Barist now to the side, trying to find them back. Oh, is able to find it solo, tries to get it to Rise. That's
Rise.
The side post once again. Coming in clutch maybe for Endpoint, or it was all calculated.
Oh man, it's hurting right now because I do feel like the boys have had their fair chances, but you need to finish those type of opportunities off in these type of matches, otherwise you're just gonna end up losing 2-0 against a team that is of our LCS level. But they're playing well, and even though this will mean match point for Endpoint, it's not over yet.
Well, one more game for Endpoint to win it all. Two more games for 2Monkey 1 Stripper to actually show us what they're made of, to show the world out there that they can beat a team from our LCS that would be, of course, Endpoint. And they've played splendidly so far. You were talking about these opportunities going missed. Of course, those are very important to try and work in. But sometimes it's just the pressure that really drags you down and makes you that inconsistent at those types of shots.
But Endpoint is nowhere near safe yet, Stealthy, because the personal solo plays that we've seen so far from Barist, Cal, and Rise have been insane. That angle that Cal almost got was absolutely crazy and almost unlike anything I've ever seen before. So in that sense, give them just slightly too much space, and suddenly you might be trailing in this game, and it's match point to both sides. But they really need to start dealing with Virtuoso and his playstyle right now, because they're having a tough time doing so.
Well, talking about a tough experience, they're really struggling to escape from defense, and there is the first goal already. Virtuoso waiting in the middle and relating wave, just finding him so effortlessly.
Yeah, but he got the demo as well. He got the demo on Rise, who was rotating back, and then stayed in the middle for the pass. Virtuoso, very well played by him, and it's exactly what I said. If you're playing Endpoint, you need to be aware of Virtuoso's play style, and you need to have a plan. You can't just go into the series and be like, okay, we'll just see what happens. No, you need to have a plan, otherwise this will happen.
Well, here we go. Another opportunity, and relating way, just making it 2-0 like it's nothing. Beautiful plays from Endpoint, definitely coming out here. The passing plays we were talking about that 2Monkey 1 Stripper were trying to do. Endpoint is just really showing them right now. This is how you do a passing play and commit to it.
But what I really like by Relating Wave is the fact that first, he could have gone for that ball earlier, but he actually opted to drive ever so slightly back before going for Virtuoso. Almost getting a crazy angle right there, but just because he turned like that, he was baiting in the defender. They moved upfield, and it just created much more space for him to take the follow-up. So very well played by him, and a 2-0 lead now for Endpoint means once again it's going to be a really tough one for 2Monkey 1 Stripper. This might be the opportunity they're looking for, but a great touch by Relating Wave will delay it for now. But Rise, another great save right there on Endpoint's side.
Yeah, we can definitely say that 2Monkey 1 Stripper are finding themselves in a position to be, well, what you can say, desperate to find that first opportunity, find another goal. But that's a passing play from Rise to Carl, and that finds the net. Beautiful passing play to get that first goal for them.
That's what we said. Do not count them out. They still have a chance, and the shot was perfect. There was a slight inch where he could put it, and that's exactly what he did. And now suddenly it is only a 1 goal that's separating these two teams, and it might be 0 as Barist finds another one.
A kickoff is always very dangerous, and right there that was very well orchestrated by 2Monkey 1 Stripper. Barist following up nicely, realized that the defense was going to be there just in time, and is making it 2-2. And we still have 3 minutes and 22 seconds remaining, Joessi. There's so much time, so much opportunities, but there's Rise almost getting a third one, but Relating Wave is just there in the nick of time to clean it up.
And I can imagine once again Endpoint is sweating here. They're giving away too much space and too many goals. against this side, and it's very dangerous for them. But another goal, Metza gets it to Wave, and Wave finishing it off.
Yeah, you were talking also about the danger of Virtuoso's playing style. We saw it right there, two defenders on Virtuoso to try and actually get a touch on the ball. Didn't go the way they wanted it, and that was Relating Wave and Matsunaris just working together, getting that nice third goal to get them in the lead once again. We're talking about a lead. It is definitely two Monkey, one Stripper trying to decrease that by one once again as the ball now goes to the middle. Relating Wave didn't get a touch. Rise almost finds the pass from Barist and able to put that third one in.
But that was once again a really good opportunity. This time it wasn't a bad shot either, but a great save. Still squandered it. Barist now getting the dunk of Virtuoso, but the defense for Endpoint is so quick. Whenever that ball hits the backboard, there is someone flying for it with their life, and it's keeping them in this game so far.
Well, 2 minutes and 20 seconds remaining. Plenty of opportunities, of course, to go around, but that is for both teams. And two Monkeys, one Stripper will have to be a little bit more consistent, but that's a free ball. Rice trying to get that in, but Matsunaris spun just in time. Passing play from Relating Wave. That's going to almost find the back of the net as... Ooh, I think it was maybe even Virtuoso saving it, but the defense definitely did a splendid job.
Yeah, Cal right there, very clutch. After an opportunity for them at the other side, they had to completely back down. Barist almost got the double demo in the same player in order to score. Taking one out of Virtuoso's playbook. Very well done by him. And another demo for Rise might give some more time and space for an attack, but two Monkeys, one Stripper. Right now, they seem to be going rather than immediately rotating back. They want to get that demo on the last defender. It's creating some space for them. Might create some opportunities. Endpoint on the other side, though, really wanted to get that extra goal for themselves.
Well, an extra goal would, of course, give them a little bit more of a confident spot, but it is two Monkey, one Stripper. They are denying it with all means. Skull now trying to escape. Matsunaris takes the ball up high, now tries to solo it, is trying to read what Barist is going to do. Barist does get it underneath him, though. That's a ball going to the Endpoint side once again. Now Rise trying to challenge Virtuoso. Virtuoso reads the challenge perfectly. He's able to send that ball forwards once again. Now Relating Wave with time. Matsunaris with a pass. Maybe a little bit too indirect as the defense from two Monkeys, one Stripper is able to find it. Now Rise to the middle. Barist trying to commit to it, but that is Virtuoso to clean it up once again.
Oh my, and as time's ticking by, it seems more like Endpoint taking it. After that beauty, I think that is deal sealed, but what an angle by Virtuoso.
We're talking about Virtuoso almost being up the field, trying to find those redirects, and well, Joessi, that's one thing we can say. He did not disappoint. He was able to do exactly what you told us with a beautiful redirect for the what would be or could be the last goal of this series.
I think it's looking like it, Wolf, unless something really special happens here, unless we see a miracle happening, and it could be the case right now as there is an attack going on for two Monkey, one Stripper, and Endpoint finding himself one more on the back foot, but they've been doing all right. This one's not sneaking in. Yes, no, it doesn't go in. How? Don't ask me, but it's not in, and I think that's enough for Endpoint.
Well, that's of course enough for them to secure this series. Beautiful performance from both teams, and definitely have to give our credits to two Monkey, one Stripper. They played very good. Like we were not expecting this at all. I think I can speak for the both of us. We were thinking that Endpoint was going to take this very confidently, and in my opinion, just two Monkey, one Stripper just made it look spectacular. They were able to take even one game off of them, and that shows us, of course, Joessi, why our LCS teams are not unscathed. They're not obsolete. They are not the best always, because you see, Gull, Rise, and Barist were able to take one game and were able to take so many goals against that defensive power.
Yeah, I think at this point, we're just going to be waiting for the first upset to happen, because this match already showed how close everyone is in this series. And any team, I think, could make it. Of course, only 4 spots for the actual tournament in the end, and I think that's too few spots because there's so many great teams. But it just means that today is going to be amazing, and we're going to get a lot of great Rocket League. And this first round, there's already some other matches being played. I'll give a quick rundown. Magnifico taking out Pangling Stir Fry because they unfortunately DQ'd. Then there's Solary taking 3-1 over Unique Stars, and AS Monaco taking out 3-0 over Team Somium. That's just some of the games that have been played so far. Now, after this, we will be back with winners round 2, and we'll have 2 other casters sitting in the booth. Would you happen to know who those are, Wolf?
Well, Joessi, I definitely know who those casters are, and some might say it is one of the iconic, one of the regulars with you, of course, for the Night Cactus Weekly. We have Boyoroyo, joined by an Irish legend to me, who could also be called a Manta, DannyBoyATM, and so that's going to be an absolute lineup.
And they will be shoutcasting over the Canyons game, which is going to be either against girls or with my boys. We're still waiting for that result, but it's a match that you do not want to miss for sure. So I hope to see everyone back after the break.